What is going on, guys, and welcome to Bootstrap tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about something really cool, and that is Jumbotron. Now, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div with the class of container like this, and within that container we're just going to place a heading and a paragraph. So over here, heading, it's going to be hello world, and over here within the paragraph we're going to say hello Johnny. So something like this. So now we have a heading and a paragraph, right? However, let's create another div, and over here we're going to give this div a class of Jumbotron, something like this. So now we have a Jumbotron. So first of all, let's create a line break so we can see where it's starting and ending. So over here, if I click it, you can see that this is my Jumbotron. And basically what it is, it's a big gray box that actually has rounded corners, and it actually has a different sizing for a let's say elements over here. So let's say over here, if I would create over here a paragraph, and let's say I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to say hello Johnny. Over here you can see that actually within the Jumbotron, and actually the fonts are bigger, and that's actually by default because they want to have some type of like an alert box. That's something that would actually point to whoever is visiting your website. So it's actually done by design. Now let me show you a couple of options what we have with a Jumbotron, how it can look. So you can see by default, if I just create a div over here with a class of Jumbotron, this is how it's going to look. It's going to span all the way from one side to another side, and you'll see that over here there's pretty much going to be zero margin, right? Well, if I would place over here a div with a class of container over here, if I would say container, and I would close it here, and I would also close it over here. So, well, that's the wrong one. I don't want that. So over here I just cut it and paste it, and we need to also create another div, right? So now you can see the moment I actually created a container over here within this Jumbotron, you can right away see how I got my margins, right? Also, if I would want over here, and if I would actually create a div that's actually surrounding the whole Jumbotron, so I right here container over here like this, and I would create another div over here. The wrong one. Div, and I didn't close it out. That's why it's doing that. So now you can see that I have a div, and you can see what happened right now, that actually I got the margins around the whole Jumbotron. So these are the ways how we can work with Jumbotron. We can basically, by default, we can just create a div that is the whole screen. Then we can actually place in a container within the Jumbotron that would create margins over here, or we can place the container around the whole Jumbotron, and then we would basically get a margins within the Jumbotron. And obviously we can place images within the Jumbotron. We can place any type, pretty much any valid HTML element we can actually place within the Jumbotron. And also one last thing that I would want to show you in this video, how we can create a page header. So over here, let's say that I have this div, but let's say that would be my header, right? This is how I'd want my header to be. So over here, I'm just going to delete this div over here. And let's say if I'm going to create something like a div over here, and over here, I would create a class, and the class would be pretty straightforward. It would be page header. And if I go over here and just enclose this, and you can see over here how I have this gray line spanning all across the screen. So this is going to be my page header class that actually would create something like this. So if you wanted to place a Jumbotron over here, you can place a Jumbotron like it is right now. However, if you want to place just simple heading, you could do this and actually get this gray line if you wanted to. This is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next video.